Every narcissist that I have ever encountered imagines himself or herself as being a master of manipulation. Is that their downfall? Well, that's part of it, but we're going to get to that in just a moment. We're going to explain to you precisely and exactly what is the narcissist blind spot that leads them to the downfall. Okay, now we've already started. They think they are masters of manipulation because they manipulate people and get away with it, so they just say to themselves, I must be good at this. I must be extremely good at this. But what they fail to realize is that what they're doing is not a particular talent. It's something that anybody, well, everybody can do it. Few exceptions. Anybody can manipulate other people, but most people have a sense of ethics. We have a sense of right or wrong. We don't manipulate people all the time just to get an ego boost. Now, everybody manipulates somebody sometime, well, actually all the time. If you see somebody in the store that you know, you may smile, say hi. You don't stop to think, yeah, I'm kind of manipulating these people, but if you didn't smile, didn't say hi, you know that would have a negative effect. So, in a sense, a very mild, laid-back sense, yeah, you're kind of manipulating people. We all do that, but that's not what we're talking about. All right, so what else do we know? Well, we also know that narcissists rely on reaction or response to get that sense that they are in control. Easy example of this is just think of puppet on a string. You pull the string, and what does the puppet do? It responds. Well, in time, you learn if you pull the string this way, it will respond this way. So the narcissist doesn't really care how you respond as long as you do respond. And then as he gets better or she gets better at her craft, which is puppeteering, you being the puppet, well, the whole world is their puppet. Anybody in the world is their puppet. But as they get accustomed to it, they say, man, I'm just really gifted at this. I've got a talent here. And so they go after it. I mean, they're basically their entire life is manipulating people because it gives them a sense of fulfillment. That's a polite way of saying it boosts their ego. And that's what supply, as you know, is all about. As you watch my videos over the past and in the future, you're going to hear me say this all the time, that supply, what is that? Well, we talk about a narcissist supply. What he or she is doing is boosting their ego, inflating their ego. Anything that inflates their ego, that is supply. All right, let's take a look at 3 examples. You're probably already familiar with these, but just to put everything in context, let's take a look at these. One example is love bombing. You know, a narcissist will manipulate you, and if you're in a relationship with a covert narcissist, you probably know this too well, because you can think back when you first encountered this individual, how kind and sweet or courteous they were, depending on the type of relationship. If it's just a buddy, a friend, probably not sweet unless you're a girl, I don't know. But they love bomb you. They made you think that you were special, and so you had what I like to call chemistry going between you. That is one way they pull your string. Now, the fact that you did not know they were pulling your string, the narcissist thinks, man, I'm really good at this. I'm pulling this person's string, and he or she doesn't even know it. I'm just all that. Now, again, as I said earlier, the narcissist doesn't realize anybody can do this. We just choose not to because we have a strong sense of right or wrong. Okay, another example is one way they pull strings is playing the victim or the hero. Now, these are 2 different things, but I'm going to lump them together because basically they're kind of related. But a narcissist loves to play the victim. You are the one who is abusing him or her, according to him or according to the narcissist. You are the oppressor, you are the abuser, and he or she is the victim. Well, that's not your string that the narcissist is pulling. Well, maybe a little bit, but he or she is pulling the strings of everybody else because that's how they want to be perceived by everybody else. So now the narcissist has become, how would you think of this? I mean, they're pulling the strings of a lot of people at once. So imagine a puppeteer that has a string attached to every finger and he's got 10 different people going. But imagine a narcissist who's got 100 fingers and he's pulling the strings of 100 different puppets all at one time. That's the way the narcissist views himself or herself. And, this is actually what they do. And they do that by pretending to be the victim or the hero. Sometimes, we talk about this in other videos, but a lot of times they will boast about their past, about how good they were, maybe in the military, whatever they happen to be. Even though they probably weren't. They just make up stuff. And, you've heard me talk about a narcissist in my life who was into conspiracy theories. And his hero thing was he was standing against whatever. It depends on the day. One day it's Antichrist, next day it's the New World Order. But he presents himself as a hero because he's standing against whatever is manipulating everybody else. When in reality, what the guy is doing is he's created an excuse to, basically violate the law. Everything he does is, rules are for everyone else. Takes advantage of people, that's a criminal act. Well, the law comes after him and he says, I'm being persecuted. It's what they do. They pull strings. They play the part of a hero. Well, here's another example, and this is way too obvious, but it's the smear campaign. This is kind of related to what we talked about a little bit earlier, but the smear campaign is when the narcissist, as you know, talks about you behind your back. And this is just another way to pull your string, another way to pull everyone else's string. And what did we say at the very beginning? It's all about manipulation. It's all about control. None of that answers our question, does it? The question is, what is it that is the narcissist's weak spot? What is that thing about the narcissist that just blinds him? Well, the answer to the question is the narcissist has, now keep in mind before I tell you, the narcissist is evaluating everyone looking for their vulnerabilities. So if you're a nice guy, he sees you as weak, he's going to use one string to pull. If you're a strong person, he's going to use another string to pull. And the blind spot is the narcissist has his own vulnerabilities, her own vulnerabilities. They don't even stop and think about that. That is their blind spot. Now, having said that, I want you to think about the narcissist in your life. You're probably thinking of more than one. But, they have blind spots, right? I mean, if somebody wanted to, they could create a smear campaign targeting the narcissist, right? Why could they not do that? In fact, I think a lot of times they do because the narcissist makes so many enemies that a lot of these people are going after the narcissist all at once. That, by the way, is one of the reasons why I don't attack narcissists, why I don't try to get them back, among other reasons, is there's a lot of other people doing it. I mean, the job is being covered overwhelmingly. The narcissist attacks himself. Too dumb to know it, but they dig their own hole, so to speak. And they don't understand how vulnerable they really are, but it's by a magnitude of probably thousands because they have so many people coming after them. But stop and think of all the things that a narcissist has done to you in the past. All the things. Trash talk you, maybe stole from you, maybe scammed you out of money. Maybe belittled you, humiliated you in front of others. I mean, the list is virtually endless, but is there anything on that list that somebody could not do to the narcissist? Yeah, they could. Chances are they don't, and the narcissist, well, some of them do, but the narcissist doesn't see this as something that is happening to him or her all the time, even though, yeah, it may possibly be, but that's why they're narcissists, because they don't get it. They don't understand how weak they are, how vulnerable they are. So that is the narcissist blind spot. Now, if you want to take advantage of it, I encourage you not to. I don't. But if you want to take advantage of it, that's your business, not mine, because, other people are going after him already. And typically the narcissist, as I said earlier, is digging his or her own hole. Why bother? As the saying goes, they're their own worst enemy. You see those two rectangles on the screen? If you want our conversation to continue, let's keep hanging out. Just click one of those two rectangles, and we'll keep talking. If not, thanks for stopping by, and see you guys next time.